Hi, in this video, we are going to have a look at various factors that lead to building a good team in an organization. First of all, what is a team? It's a group of people in an organization that work towards a particular result or to make sure that they achieve the goals of a particular project allocated to them. And what is team building? First of all, you need to make sure that the members of the team work together. See, as it says over here in this slide, it refers to the process of establishing and developing a greater sense of cooperation and trust between team members. Now, if you have this, then everybody works together and make sure that the results are achieved for the final project. Now, in this slide, there are some points given for the need for team building. There are many reasons, as it says over there. First one, it enhances open and positive communication among members, which is really important when it comes to working in a team. Now, having a positive attitude and a fun atmosphere, if this is there, then obviously you like doing the work that you are allotted, right? The third point says it increases your motivation to work. Now, nobody wants to work when there is extreme pressure put onto them, but at the same time, if there is some motivation coming from the higher authorities, probably your leader, the team leader, then you would positively work towards achieving that goal. And the final point says there is ease of familiarization among team members and they get to know each other better. Now, if you are with like-minded people and you discuss things on a positive note, then obviously you like working together with those team members. A few more points on the need for team building. First of all, self-regulation approaches to the members. So there's a code of conduct that needs to be followed while interacting with your team members. Next point says it helps the team members to identify the strengths and weaknesses. So some people may be good in certain areas, the others may be better in others, but then if you work towards the team and share your knowledge with the others, then it brings out better results. The third point says something similar to that, strengths of team members, utilizing them for the overall success of the team. And the next point talks about productivity. Obviously, you need good productivity in order to achieve good results. And it's a way for team members to effectively cooperate and collaborate with each other, remembering that the final goal is to achieve the result in a good way. Fine. This particular slide looks at the skills developed in a team. First of all, you need to have a very important skill, which is problem solving. While achieving results, while achieving success towards getting the result for a particular project, you may encounter a lot of problems. So how do you work toward that is problem solving skills. Of course, you need to make various decisions, yes or no, according to procedures involved in problem solving. So that is related to decision making. The third point talks about risk taking wherever required. If necessary, then you can go with calculated risks. And of course, you're talking about relationships and cooperation, which ultimately leads to team communication. So you have a positive communication between the team members. A very important thing that is required in a team is about the leadership qualities. Now, there may be one team with one particular leader, or there may be a group of teams with a common leader. But the leadership is very important while allocating the work to the team members to make sure that they achieve the results on the whole. Really nice point over here is creative thinking. How better can you work towards achieving the results? Are there just normal ways, or can you think out of the box and try to come toward the result? So you need to really work towards that. And of course, a very important point is trust building, which obviously comes with working together as a team. Let's have a look at the next slide. Uh, there are about 5 stages in a team in team growth. The first one is forming, uh, wherein you identify what is the purpose and setting goals for achieving results. Right. So based on that, you identify skill sets of team members and then form a particular team. Stage 2 is storming, that is uh, allocating work basically. That is, it's very important for the leader to establish skill sets of particular team members and allocate the work based on the tasks appropriately. Stage number 3 is norming, wherein you have different codes of conduct. That is what is mentioned in the slide is codes of behavior, wherein you follow certain rules and regulations so as to communicate in between the team members. Next comes stage number 4, whereas this is the most important, where you perform. That is, all the team members perform, they do their job and make sure that they achieve the results. And then stage 5 is once you've completed the work, you obviously have some kind of a small celebration or a toast in order to celebrate the success of that particular project as soon as you've finished the work successfully. So this particular slide is quite interesting, wherein you have some factors towards successful performance of a team. They've kind of abbreviated it into something called SCORE, where S stands for strategy. Strategy is something really important when it comes to planning in terms of resources and the tasks allocated for achieving the results. Of course, you have C, which relates to clear roles and responsibility. The allocation part again comes in over here. The most important among this is open communication. That is, you shouldn't hesitate while talking to other people in the team. Be open with your mindset, have a positive attitude. Remember, everybody needs to achieve a common output. So open communication is really, really encouraged when it comes to team building. Then comes rapid response. Wherever you can contribute, do not hesitate. Make sure that you deliver as soon as possible. And then, as discussed earlier, effective leadership is the expansion of E when it comes to SCORE. So all these ensure that a team is successful. Let's go on to the next slide. So just describing this slide in brief, how to go about problem solving as a team. Basically, you need to define the problem and the process that's required to solve the problem. So how do you do that? First of all, you gather information, then make a few decisions, and then you put forward a plan. That is developing an action plan. As soon as you have the plan ready, you get on to work. So once the problem is solved, you can go ahead and audit and evaluate the decision. So this is how you go about problem solving. This slide talks about how a team can work really well. So how does the success of a team come? Members have commitment to common objectives, as discussed earlier, and they have defined roles and responsibilities. So each member of a team contributes according to his expertise. Then you have effective decision systems, communication, and work procedures. One more is personal relationships. Please remember, this is not some kind of a personal setting as such, but in general within a team, if you can have good personal relationships, then it would be great. Of course, in a professional level. A few more over here when it comes to team skills, teamwork skills. More importantly, you need to listen to what others say. Try and analyze that. If you have any doubts, please go ahead and raise questions. You can even persuade or motivate other people to perform better. And of course, mutual respect amongst team members is really important. Wherever you can, afford to help, please go ahead and do that. Share your knowledge as well as resources so that you make other people's work easier. And then, of course, participate all the time. Then we have some team roles. First of all, there is a leader. So we'll just quickly look at what are the qualities of a leader. This person encourages and maintains open communication, leads by setting a good example. Few qualities of a leader. Most importantly, he has to motivate and inspire the team members to work better. And the main focus of the task should be highlighted all the time by the leader. Of course, he should help in showing ways of problem solving. Group dynamics. This is really important because this again ensures that the team members work effectively, encourages creativity and risk taking. So encouraging a person to think in a creative basis, as mentioned earlier, is really important. And then finally, as a leader, you have to recognize the work of a team member and appreciate it. Really, really important, because this person has put in effort and has gotten the results. So he deserves some credit for that. Another person is a team recorder who maintains minutes of the meeting, agendas. You have reports, documents, all these things that need to be there while doing a project. The documentation work is really important. And the team recorder role can be rotated amongst the team members. Similarly, a timekeeper is a person who makes sure that the project is done on time by giving constant reminders as to where people stand while doing the work. So again, this says the same thing. And this person also is rotated amongst the team members. That is, the role can be interchanged among team members. Then we have a facilitator who observes the team processes. He gives supportive and constructive feedback, as well as this person is an improvement coach. One more role is that of a trainer, who is required when certain skill sets of team members need to be improved. So he provides resources, he provides the knowledge, he might arrange training programs for these people to enhance their knowledge so that the work is done in a better manner. So then you have important topics, tools, techniques, all these things are required for building a team. And again, this guy overall works towards improvement of the overall team in terms of productivity. Okay, so that's a little bit about team building. I hope there's enough information that's required to make sure that teams work in an effective manner towards achieving results. There are a few activities over here. I'm not going to go through that right now in detail, because this will be done by your trainer live in class while the feedback session for this particular class is conducted. So just to give you a rough idea of what these activities are, it encourages team building. All these, there are about 5 activities available over here. So during your feedback class, these activities would be conducted. Okay, so the first one, to give you a rough idea, this is about different topics given to you, and you're supposed to discuss with the other team members on how to go about achieving results for those topics. The second activity is about neighbors, wherein you encourage other people to speak. You give them ideas. You give your neighbor on how to go about speaking regarding different tasks or situations. In this third activity, you are given different situations, and then you are asked to bid on that particular situation in terms of money. So it will be better explained live in class as such. Activity number 4 is talking about a vision. So different visions are given to different people, and the team members cooperate and discuss as to how to go about achieving that particular vision. And then finally, we have the fifth activity, wherein you have a puzzling team. So you must think about other team members, help them solve their problems. So your team members give you some problems and you help them solve their problems. So this is just a gist of what these 5 activities are, and as mentioned earlier, this will be discussed, and the activities will be conducted during the class hours. Okay, so this is a bit about team building. Hope it was an interesting session. Thank you for listening.